Okay.
श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजम् अप्रमेयम् सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुम् अरविन्ददलायुताक्षम् रामं निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि. We are now in Yuddha Kanda. Yuddha Kanda has 128 chapters. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madaram Madaraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam Valmikir Munisimhasya Kavitavanacharyanaka Shrinvan Rama Katanadam Konayati Parangatim Yapiban Satatam Rama Charitamrita Sagaram Atraptistam Munim Vande Prachaitisamakalmasham Mashram वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमे वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रपञ्चनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम्. We should always listen to Valmiki Ramayana in a mood of great gratitude for every opportunity that we get to listen and every opportunity we get to recite it. So we have already crossed, we have already completed the first three topics of Yuddha Kanda. We have already gone through Lord Rama's gift to Hanuman. We have reached Lanka. We have camped at the ocean and we have seen how Vibhishna took shelter of Lord Rama over here, and we get to see Sakrit eva prapannaya tava ismi iti chayachate abhayam sarvabhutepi dharami ita vratamama. We have seen the Lord is angry with the ocean. We've seen Setu Bandhan. We have also gone through battle formation, and we have seen how Sarma informs Mother Sita about what is happening. Now, the comments, we have also seen the Nagpasha pastime. Trijata consoles Mother Sita, and for Garuda's great service, the Lord allowed himself to be tied by the Nagpash. This is the greatness of the Lord. We have also seen the end of Dhumraksha, Vajradamshtra, Akampana, Prahasta, and Ravana enters the battlefield. This is the 59th chapter of Yuddha Kanda, and this has very many key pivotal points. One of the points is that Hanuman is very powerful. He is capable of defeating Ravana himself, but he doesn't exhibit all of the anger when Ravana is opposing him. Whereas when he wants to take Ravana away from Lord Lakshmana, at that time Hanuman uses such force that Ravana swoons. We also see that he used a particular spear, and Lakshmana was completely pierced by that particular spear. And Valmiki very beautifully has said that Ravana, who was so powerful that he was able to lift up the Himalayas, Mandara, and the Meru Parvat, was not able to lift Lakshmana at all. We also saw that Lakshmana reminded himself of the fact that he is Vishnu Tattva, and Hanuman, as I mentioned before, he hurt Ravana, and Ravana was completely incapacitated. And because of his Sukhritvena and Bhaktaya, Hanuman was able to lift Lakshmana. And then we saw that Lakshmana reminded himself that he's Vishnur Bhagam, that he is part of Lord Vishnu himself, and therefore he heals himself. Now, there is a huge significance of this particular pastime, We have also seen, I asked everyone to go on mute. Uh, okay, so one of the key things about this particular pastime is that we can approach the Lord only through bhakti. The next one is that Lakshmana is also the incarnation of the Lord. He is also Vishnu Tattva. And it's also very clear from this that even though the Lordship is playing the role of a human being, it's not as if he forgot the fact that he is the Supreme Lord. It's not that. And in this age of hypocrisy, we get to see many people who say that you have to just remember that you are the Supreme Lord, and that's it. You have to just work towards becoming the Supreme Lord. You cannot do that, because no matter how much we improve ourselves, we will never lose the fact that we are Jiva Tattvas. We will never change from that. And the highest position that a Jivatma can go is to become a Brahma, and that's it. A Jivatma cannot go beyond that position. And therefore, to think that a Jivatma is the Supreme Lord is just nothing but fiction. Now, that person doesn't know anything about tattvas or anything. So Lakshmana understands that Lakshmana is reminding himself that he is Vishnu Tattva. It's not that he suddenly came into a realization, or that he worked very hard, he conducted thousands of years of tapasya, and then he finally became Lord Vishnu. No, it doesn't happen that way. Lord Vishnu is Lord Vishnu. That's it. Whether he takes the form of a fish, whether he takes the form of a boar, whether he takes the form of a dwarf, whether he takes the form of a human, whether he takes the form of half man, half lion, nothing matters. He is always a Supreme Lord. He is always a Supreme. And nobody can become Supreme. Supreme is always the Supreme. If everyone becomes Supreme, then there is no then there is no meaning about Supreme. Supreme means the one person who is above the rest. If everyone is above the rest, then that means that everyone is equal. That means that there is no Supreme, right? So this is also very important for us to note that Lakshmana healed himself just by the knowledge that he is Vishnur Bhagam. He didn't need Hanuman to go to the Himalayas to bring the herbs and anything. So the fact that the lordships put themselves on the bind so that Hanuman goes to the Himalayas not once but actually twice shows their incredible love for this great bhakta. Shows nothing but their incredible love for this great bhakta, that they would allow themselves to be bound just so that Hanuman gets the opportunity to serve them. So now Lord Rama hastens towards Ravana. Hanuman says, Rama, ride on my shoulders. So just now he carried Lakshmana, and now he's carrying Lord Rama. Lord Rama, ride on my shoulders. And the Lord accepts. He is happy to use Hanuman as his vehicle. Just as how he gave Garuda the chance to be his vehicle when he is in the form of Lord Narayana or Lord Vishnu, similarly, as Lord Rama, he gives Hanuman the chance to be his vehicle. The Lord will always, he will always reciprocate the affection of his bhaktas. Not just the affection, sorry, he will always reciprocate the mood of the bhaktas. So if the bhakta has the mood of fear, like Maricha, who is also technically a bhakta, because there was not a single second when he stopped thinking of Lord Rama, but it was in the mood of a fear, mood of an afraid man. The Lord will respond accordingly. If a person wants to seek enmity of the Lord will respond accordingly. He will accept the arrows instead of accepting the flowers. He will accept the arrows from that person, and he will fight that person in war. If the Lord, if the bhakta is wanting to offer flowers, the Lord will accept that as well. If the bhakta wants to offer prayers, like Dhruva Maharaj, the Lord will accept that as well. The Lord is happy to accept anything that the bhaktas give them. He is that kind. So Hanuman says, Lord Rama, just sit on my shoulders, I will carry you. And Lord Rama is willing to oblige. He tells, he approaches Ravana and he says, you kidnapped Sita when she was all by herself in the hermitage in Panchavati. And Surya, Brahma, Agni, Shiva himself can try to protect you, but nobody can protect you against my wrath. Remember, within just a muhurta, I killed 14,000 Rakshasas single-handedly. Ravana doesn't want to hear any of those things. So he strikes Hanuman again and again. And when Hanuman is struck, Rama is angry. Rama is very angry. So, tato Ramo Mahadeja Ravanena Krita Vranam Drishtra Plavaga Shardulam Krodhasya Vashameyuvan. Krodhasya. Rama is very enraged. Plavaga Shardulam is the best or the lion amongst those that can fly. And that is Hanuman. When Hanuman was hurt, Lord Rama couldn't stand it. He was very angry about it. So what does he do? He destroys the cars, the flags, the banners, the umbrellas, the weapons, and even the driver. And he pierces Ravana's chest. Ravana's bow slips from his hand. And for a Kshatriya, the bow slipping from the hand is a sign of great defeat. It's actually a sign of great defeat. However, in a couple of instances, it's a sign of great compassion as well. For example, Arjuna, the Gandiv actually slipped from his bow, Gandiva bow slipped from his hand, but that was signs of great compassion, the great softness that naturally comes to a great devotee of the Lord. It naturally comes to a great devotee of the Lord. And another example is that of Lord Rama himself. When he sees Jatayu on the ground, Lord Rama is so sad. Lord Rama is so sad that he flings his bow on the ground, and then he rushes towards Jatayu. He just flings it because he's so sad, and he flings it. That is through the method of compassion. He's very compassionate. So but in usual circumstances, when a Kshatriya loses the bow, or when a warrior loses the bow, it's a sign of defeat. Rama takes away his crown, and Ravana looks dull and lusterless. See, when Rama is close by, everybody looks very bright. When Rama is removed, then that person looks very dull. Now we may think, okay, So far, Ravana was away from Rama, and yet he shone. He was looking very blazing and everything. We've seen the descriptions of Ravana in multiple other cantos, and even when Ravana appeared in the battlefield as well, even Lord Rama himself said, "He's look at him. He's blazing with splendor." Lord Rama himself said that. Why is he now looking dull and listless? Because right now Rama stripped him away from all of that splendor. Rama can strip anyone from everything. This is why one of his names is Hari. Hari literally means the one who takes away things that are actually obstacles to one's devotional service. So Har means to steal. To steal. Har means to steal. And when we say Hari, that means that he will remove the obstacles to our devotional service. So people think, oh, Ganesha is the Lord who removes all obstacles. No, it is Lord Vishnu who does that. Technically, in his by his name called Hari, that's where he removes the obstacles. Because as Krishna said, even all the devatas also derived their power from him. So Lord Hari is the one who removes all obstacles from one's path to devotional service. So over here, Lord Rama is exhibiting his Narayana potency, and he's taking things away from Ravana. So Ravana had this immense pride, that immense arrogance. What did he say? I am the death of death. I am fire that can burn fire. The wind dare not blow in front of me. The sun dares not scorch me. The leaves will not rustle in front of me. The rivers will not flow in front of me out of sheer fright. This is who I am. So he had that pride, he had that arrogance. I am the Lord of the Rakshasas. Look at all my opulence. This is what he told Mother Sita. But Rama is showing that even those opulences also he got only from him. And when Rama chooses to take away that opulence, Ravana has nothing. Ravana has nothing. Absolutely nothing. So you see, the Lord gives and he can take. Why? Because everything belongs to him. It is out of his mercy that we have little things in our lives. It is out of his mercy that we have something. Because we are not supposed to have anything, and he has given us a whole lot more than what we deserve. A lot more than what we deserve. And much more than what we need. This is the Lord. So he can give and he can take. And over, so you can see over here he is displaying the Narayana potency. He looks very pathetic. Ravana is looking pathetic. And then Rama is still praising Ravana. He's saying, you have done deeds that are impossible for many. But now, so he's saying, Ravana, you are actually very powerful. I am praising you. You are very powerful. But you are too tired to wield weapons, and therefore I am not going to fight you. So this is almost like a father telling the child, oh, you know so many things. That is, wow, it's so wonderful. But it's okay. Let's put the book back in the shelf and now let's go off to sleep. So almost like that. You know many things. Does the child know more than the father? No, it's not usually the case. But the father will still humor the child. This is why Garuda called the Lord Ripu Vatsala, Ripunam Api Vatsalam. Even to his enemies, he is very kind, he's very gentle, he's very loving, even to his enemies. So Rama is soothing. He understands, okay, Ravana's pride is gone. He has taken away his pride. He knows that Ravana is going to be very sad. So, as an enemy, he is praising him. Oh, Ravana, you are actually a doer of great deeds, but now you're looking very tired. I'm not going to fight you. Just go. Rest in Lanka and then come back, and then we can fight. Prayahi janami ranarditastvam pravishya ratrim raj lankam ashvasya niryahi rathi cha dhanvi tada balam prekshasi me rathastah. Without any pride or without any joy, Ravana is happy with the fact that he's still alive, but he's very sad with the fact that he's living at the mercy of the Lord, living at the mercy of his enemy. So, without any pride or without any joy, he returns to Lanka. Now, the Devas and Danavas are very jubilant. Now, what does Rama do? He has kicked Ravana away and he doesn't call it a day. No, he personally goes to all the Vanaras and Lakshmana that had wounds piercing them, and he causes their wounds to heal. Harin Vishalyan Saha Lakshmanena Chakara Rama Paramahagre. So he's removing those very sharp arrows from the monkeys as well as from Lakshmana. He's removing everything and he is healing them. Once again, they don't need Hanuman to go and fly to Himalayas and heal. No. They are more than capable of healing themselves. They are more than capable of healing others. They are capable of doing everything. But this is just a way for the Lord to get an opportunity to glorify his bhakta. That's it. Now Ravana, he enters Lanka. Imagine, everyone has known him bragging, and today he is humiliated, he's disgraced, and he's thinking, how come I am suffering at the hands of a mortal? I was defeated by a mere mortal. And then he thinks, in my boon to Brahma. So we will see this boon to Brahma in greater detail. So what happens is, so I'm just going to give a gist of it. So in Uttarakhand, it is mentioned that Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishna, they did tapasya for 10,000 years. So after every 1,000 years, Ravana gave one of his heads. So 9 heads were gone, and at the end of the 10,000, at the end of the 10,000 year, 9,000 year, the beginning of 10,000, at that time, he wanted to sacrifice his final head. So that time Brahma arrives, makes him whole, and so gives him back his 10 heads, and he says, what do you want? So at that time he said, I want immunity from death at the hands of devas, danavas, nagas, kinnaras, asurs, dikpalas, all of them he will include. But he thought that humans and humanoids are so insignificant, so insignificant. So he didn't even bother to include them. So that's why Vanaras, who are also kind of like humans because they are also bipeds, they can also walk on two legs. So that's why Vanaras, they are all uh, pretty much nothing. And rikshas, even bears can walk on two legs. So that's why humans and humanoids are exempt from that boon. And now he is remembering that boon. And then he thinks, long ago, one of the Ikshvaku kings, his name is Anaranya. So, does anyone remember who Anaranya's father is? We learned this in we learned this in the lineage of Lord Rama, in both in Balakand and in Ayodhya Kand. So first is Lord Brahma. First is Lord Padmanabha, of course. From Padmanabha came Brahma. Brahma's son is Marichi. Marichi's son is Kashyapa. Kashypa's son is Vivasvan. Vivasvan's son is Vaivasvata Manu. Vaivasvata Manu's son is Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku's son is Kukshi. His son is Vikukshi. His son is Bana. His son is Anaranya. So just imagine how many thousands of years ago, because this is really very old. He's even before King Sagara, even before Bhagiratha. He's before all of those people as well, before even Trishanku. So this is really very old, and Anaranya. Uh, um, Actually, in Uttarakhand, Rama asks, weren't any of the Kshatriya kings capable of fighting against Ravana? Weren't they? And Agastya talks about King Anaranya, who was actually defeated by Ravana, and Ravana kills him. But just before dying, Anaranya says that his descendant Dasharatha will have a son by the name of Rama, and Rama will kill Ravana. He says that. And now he is slowly remembering that curse. Is that Rama, this very same Dashratha's son Rama, whom who was described by Anaranya of the Ikshvaku family? Is it that same person? So this story is going to be elaborated in Uttarakhand. The next one is Mother Vedavati. Mother Vedavati is actually the embodiment of Vedas. So the embodiment of Vedas, she is actually the incarnation of Lakshmi, and she is the embodiment of Vedas. That's the reason why her name is Vedavati. Her father, his name is Kushadvaja as well, but this is not King Janaka's younger brother Kushadvaja. This is another king by the name of Kushadvaja. Wanted Vedavati to marry Lord Vishnu because he knows that this is none other than Mother Lakshmi herself, and so he wanted her to marry Lord Vishnu. But he passed away. So Vedavati went to the Himalayas and she was conducting very severe tapasya to obtain Lord Vishnu as her husband. And she was extremely beautiful, obviously, because she is Mother Lakshmi. And Ravana sees her and he asks her to marry him and he touches her hair. So immediately Vedavati uses her hand as a sword, chops off her hair. She jumps into the fire and she curses Ravana that she will be born as a daughter of a righteous man and she will be the cause of his destruction. And Agastya says Ravana was indeed killed by Vedavati. Vedavati is the incarnation. Mother Sita is the incarnation of Vedavati, and you, my dear Lord Rama, are indeed Lord Vishnu. So Mother Vedavati's curse actually came true. Now, another one is Parvati, Nandi, Rambha, Punjikasthala are all renowned for their extraordinary tapasya, and their words will not go in vain. So Punjikasthala, this is not Hanuman's mother Anjana's previous form. This is another Apsara of the same name. And we have already seen Punjikasthala before. So when all the ministers ask Ravana, why don't you just force Sita to come and be your wife? He says that he once raped an Apsara by the name of Punjikasala, and at that time Brahma said that if he were to do it again, his head is going to split in 1,000 pieces. So that's why he's not doing anything. Ramba is actually the wife of Nal Kuber, and Nal Kuber is Kubera's son. And yes, this is the same Nal Kuber who became Yamuna and Arjuna trees in Vrindavana, the same Nal Kuber. And Nal Kuber was waiting for Ramba once, and Ramba is kind of like Ravana's daughter-in-law, because she is Ravana's older brother's daughter-in-law, and therefore she's like Ravana's daughter-in-law as well. And yet Ravana rapes her, and she runs to her husband, and Nal Kuber puts a curse on Ravana, stating that if he were to do this again, his head will split in 7 pieces. Nandi, we are going to see a curse about him in Uttarakhand as well. And this is why when Hanuman came to Ravana's court, Ravana thought, Kimesha Bhagavan Nandi, is this Nandi himself who has come over here? So basically, when Ravana goes to Kailas, he had the utmost derision towards Nandi. Nandi was misshapen. His face was kind of like that of a monkey. And so when Ravana laughed at him, he put a curse that monkeys would be the cause of his destruction. And lo and behold, that's what happened. So we have multiple curses like this. Parvati, even though this is not explicitly mentioned in Uttarakhand, Ravana did encounter Parvati when he went to Mount Kailasa. So, and all the words will not go in vain. So he has received curses from all of them, and now he knows that his end is near. He knows it. He knows that his end is near. But still, despite knowing the fact that his end is near, he doesn't feel like changing. He doesn't feel like doing anything. So this is a direct contrast with Dashratha. Dashratha also knew that his end was near. He knew that because his omens showed that he's going to die very soon. So what does he do? He immediately makes sure that the kingdom of Ayodhya is protected by none other than Lord Rama himself. Rama, whom everybody loves. That particular Rama should be the king of Ayodhya. That was his mentality. So he changed. He didn't want to continue to rule. He was ready to leave everything so that Rama gets to rule. The last thing that he wanted was Rama to take care of the kingdom. And therefore he changed. Look at Ravana, knowing that his end is near, knowing that he has incurred so many curses. So many curses, and we will go through all of these curses in Uttarakhand. We will go through all of them. All of them. The curse from the kidnapped girls, the curse from Nal Kuber, the curse from Nandi, the curse from Vedavati, the curse from Anaranya. We'll go through every single curse. everything. And despite knowing this, he doesn't want to change. He wants to continue to oppose Lord Rama in battle. So he thinks, okay, Kumbhakarna is of matchless strength. He debated with me just 9 days ago. Now he should go and kill Rama and Lakshmana in the battlefield. So how come 9 days? Because we heard him speak when Lord Rama was at the Indian shore, and then for 3 days, for 3 days the Lord was conducting the prayers. For 5 days the monkeys built the bridge, and then we saw that we saw the Nagpash pastime. We saw the Lord enter Lanka on Falgun Masa, full moon day, and then the war started the next day. The next day, the first thing that took place was the Nagpash pastime. The Nagpash pastime is done, and therefore now it is the very next day. It is this, and it is exactly 9 days since Kumbhakarna slept. So we can count the number of days. Kumbhakarna should be woken up again. So Kumbhakarna doesn't just sleep for 6 months and then goes down and then he gets up again after 6 months. No, it's not like that. It's minimum 6 months. He can sleep for 10 months or 12 months, 11 months, whatever he wants. It's minimum 6 months. He will sleep at a stretch. So now he says, he orders his, this is actually very humorous, by the way. It is a very humorous section. The Rakshasas do not know how to wake up Kumbhakarna. So they take, great amounts of food and drinks. They're afraid to enter his chambers. They try multiple ways. They roll him, they punch him, they hit him, they shake him, they pierce him with weapons, they shout at him. Nothing happens. And then elephants and camels, all of them are driven all over him. Nothing happens. Cold water, nothing happens. War drums, nothing happens. And then, as a last resource, thousands and thousands of elephants were made to run all over him. And then he thought that maybe some ants are crawling over me. And then some ants or some rats, they are crawling over me. And so he decided to wake up. Oh my goodness, such a mega personality. Yeah. So he thought some rats or mice or something like rodents, something was just crawling over him. What? Thousands and thousands of elephants. That's what he thought. And so he somehow or the other he began to wake up, and at that time, the Rakshasas don't want him to doze off again, so they wake him up over and over again. And then Kumbhakarna is like thinking, why are they waking me up right now? It's only been about 9 days or so, so why are they waking me up? And then suddenly he sees that he sees this large mounds of food and drinks and all that, and pictures and pictures of blood. These are the lots and lots of meat, sweets, lots of meat and blood and stuff like that. That is what the Rakshasas eat. So meat eaters are technically Rakshasas, because people from the gentle natured backgrounds, they don't eat meat. They don't eat anything wherein we should accidentally digest the blood of another animal. So blood of something is usually a very Rakshasa vritti. So this is why Acharyas have said it's good to always eat just sattvic vegetarian food. So there is a reason. And anyway, Kumbhakarna, he sees mountains and mountains of food, and he is very hungry. So he happily just eats everything. And then it's mentioned that pieces of meat were stuck at his teeth. They were all stuck, and such foul smell came from him. It was so foul. So the if anybody needs more convincing to lose their nature of eating meat and just take in vegetarian food, all they have to do is just read this description of Rakshasa eating meat, and that's it. They would be so disgusted that they would automatically become vegetarians. They'll be so disgusted. It is very disgusting to hear this. And then he inquires. Now Yupaksha is the main person who is doing everything. So Yupaksha says that you already know that Hanuman burnt the entire city, and he also killed Aksha. You are already aware of that because Ravana was awake at that time. And now they have come over here, and Rama and Lakshmana are leading the battle. And uh, and what happened was that Rama just insulted Ravana. He just toyed with him in the battlefield, and that was it. And this is not at all fair. So it is now incumbent upon you to meet your brother. So Kumbhakarna is very angry. He says that he will kill Rama, Lakshmana. He knows that Rama is great. He knows that Rama is very powerful, but still, once again, pride in himself prevents pride and arrogance prevent him from understanding what his true duties are. So he goes towards Ravana's palace, and everyone can see this huge person, and they all want to know who he is. So they ask Vibhishna, and Vibhishna says that this is his Agraja, his older brother Kumbhakarna. And he says that Kumbhakarna was born powerful, whereas Ravana became powerful through the power of his tapasya. And he was a voracious eater, but Brahma gave him a boon so that he sleeps for a minimum of 6 months at a stretch. And because right now Lanka is in great need, he has woken up as Kumbhakarna. So Rama sees that the Vanara troops require some motivation. So he says, Neil, can you please make sure that all the army is arranged properly? Then Gavaksh, Sharab, Hanuman, Angada, and others, they take these huge trees and they keep on chucking it over the Rakshasas. Kumbhakarna, in the meanwhile, goes to his older brother, and Ravana is very happy. He informs him that Lanka has been sieged, and Lanka has been sieged, and now it is incumbent upon Kumbhakarna to make sure that that the Vanara army is completely destroyed. Now Kumbhakarna is angry with Ravana. He said, "You did not heed any advice. So many people advised you not to kidnap Sita. You did not heed any advice. You carried Sita when she belongs to another person, and now you're simply reaping the benefits of your own actions. So, Shigram Kalo Abhipetam Tvam Phalam Papasya Karmanaha. Tvam Phalam means fruit, Papasya means sinful actions, sinful, Karmanaha means actions. So, tvam phalam papasya karmanaha, Nirayeshveva patanam yatha dushkrita karmanaha. Dushkrita, you have done some very bad deed, and that is not at all good. You should have listened to ministers. You should have then executed the action. You should have first killed Rama and Lakshmana, and then you should have kidnapped Sita. Instead you put Rama and Lakshmana away from the hermitage, and then you kidnap Sita. That is a wrong way. And now you have to just understand what are the consequences of your own actions. So there are 4 purusharthas: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. All of this, dharma is done in the morning, artha is done in the afternoon, and kama is done in the evening. But when but when there is a conflict between dharma, artha, and kama, dharma should be given highest precedence over artha and kama. So, for example, we can see that artha means material gain, right? Uh, Bharata had the opportunity to get lots and lots of material gain, but he knows that his dharma as a bhakta is to offer the kingdom to Lord Rama. So that was altered at so the altar of dharma was more important to Bharata than artha. And for Dashratha also, maybe out of karma he might have agreed to Kaikeyi's boons, and agreed that he will give Kaikeyi her boons at least. But he did not want to send Rama to the forest, because at that time his dharma as a father did not want his beloved son to suffer in the forest. So even at that time, dharma took the precedence. And this is what Kumbhakarna is also advising. So Rama is always perfect. Ravana did not consider whether it was the right place, the right time, the right circumstance to march against the very righteous Rama. And Ravana should have listened to what Vibhishna had to say. Vibhishna kept on saying that it is necessary to send Sitama back to Lord Rama with full honors. With full honors, she should be sent back to Lord Rama, and that is not something that we listen to. And now, Ravana once again is very angry that he has been lectured by his younger brother. So he says that I am your older brother, I deserve your respect. Whatever has happened in the past is already done. You cannot change it, I cannot change it. Sure, you think that I shouldn't have kidnapped Sita, but now I've already done the task. So there is no way for me to not do that task at all. I have already done it. And then he understands that his older brother is very angry with him. So he immediately takes takes a very gentle tone, and he says that, "Oh, my dear brother, I am your younger brother. So whatever are your joys and whatever are your sorrows are my joys and my sorrows. And I will certainly send Rama and Lakshmana to help. Don't worry about it. And today, if even Indra were to stand in front of me, he's also going to quake with fear, taking a look at my huge teeth." So none of these warriors, Rama, Lakshmana, Sugriva, Hanuman, none of them is powerful enough to stop me. Nobody is powerful. Then he just says, just relax, just do whatever makes you very happy, and I will destroy Rama, and once Rama is destroyed, Sita will definitely come to you. Don't worry about that. So now Okay, so where previously when Kumbhakarna spoke, also he said that you shouldn't be fighting, you shouldn't have kidnapped Sita, but don't worry, I will kill Rama and Lakshmana. It shouldn't be a problem. So now once again, Mahodar is saying that you are talking about killing Rama, but he's no ordinary person, because within just a muhurta, he killed Khara, Dushna, Trishiras, and there are 14,000 Rakshasas. He's unapproachable. He's just like an enraged lion, and it's not wise to wake up a sleeping serpent. Tam simham iva sankruddham ramam dashratatmajam sarpam suptam iva buddhya prabodayitam ichasi. Sarpam suptam. So he says, uh, now I am like Yama. I have come here to destroy others. Nobody can stand beside me. So I will go ahead and kill Rama, Lakshmana, and everyone. And he says, Ravana, Sita, you should force her to your will. And all of us, Mahodara, Dvijiva, that means two tongues, Samhradi, Kumbhakarna, Vitardana, all of us will kill Ravana, kill Rama. So now you can say that you have already won, and then Sita is going to come running to your arms, because she doesn't have anybody else to protect her. So out of human frailty, feminine frailty and hopelessness, she'll come running to you. Ramaniyam hi bhartaram vinashtam avagamya sa nairasyad stri laghut vacha vasham pratipatsite. So that is all that is needed. But he also knows that Rama is very powerful, and he says that he tells Ravana, unparalleled fame and happiness and Sita, all of them belong to you, O Ravana. Then Kumbhakarna frowns at Mahodar. He says, I will wipe out Rama. Do not worry about it at all. I am not going to toot my own horn. I'm not going to praise myself. I will reveal who I am through my actions. And he says, this Mahodar, Prahasta, all of them, they were the ones who counseled you to kidnap Sita, and Lanka is in this position today is thanks to all of these cowardly ministers that you have. But now Kumbhakarna is going to solve everything. I will rectify this whole situation by just going to the battlefield. So don't worry. So Ravana is extremely happy with his little brother. He says, "Go to the battle with Lord Shiva's trident, and at this very side, all the monkeys will hide away." So Kumbhakarna is very happy. He hears such wonderful words of praise from Ravana. He takes his mighty trident and he goes into the battlefield. Ravana blesses him, and Kumbhakarna is so huge that the measurement of his body dimensions are 100 bow lengths round and 600 bow lengths in height. So bow length, so it's not possible for us to measure this according to our human understanding. And I'll tell you why. Because bow sizes are different from what we know. Let's say that we know that Lord Rama is 8 feet tall, and when he draws the string, it's at the middle, it reaches his ear. So let's say his ear is about 7 feet from the ground. Let's say approximately. So that means that the entire bow is approximately about 15 feet or so. So if a bow is 15 feet, so 15 times 600 feet is what we're looking at, which is 9,000 feet in height, approximately. 9,000 feet height is taller than even Mount Everest. That is what we're looking at over here. Because to the best of my understanding, Mount Everest is about it is I think just about 4,000 feet in height. No, I'm sorry. Mount Everest is about 20,000 feet in height. So he's almost in half of Mount Everest or so. So that is also fairly tall. So just imagine that. And anyway, this is just a rough approximate calculation. Obviously, I don't know what the exact bow length calculation is. But this is what Valmiki has mentioned. So this is what we should go with as well. He's very huge, and when he walks, the entire earth trembles. And he says that I'm going to send Rama and Lakshmana to their deaths, and he is going to get rid of every single monkey. And once again, with all the other Rakshasas, Kumbhakarna also sees many omens that indicate that he is going to die. But Kumbhakarna pays no attention to them, and he just moves on. So now there are other versions of Ramayana, non-bona fide versions of Ramayana, that say that Vibhishna came to speak to his older brother, and Vibhishna wanted to ask Kumbhakarna to join Lord Rama's army. That is not given in any bona fide scripture. Vibhishna doesn't come to talk to Kumbhakarna. He doesn't do that. Kumbhakarna doesn't accuse him of being a traitor. Nothing like that happens. Nothing. So all of these are figments of people's imagination. But unfortunately, today's world reads such figments of imagination of some ordinary person instead of reading what Valmiki has mentioned. And because of that, they've come to the completely wrong conclusion that Kumbhakarna was correct in supporting his older brother, and Vibhishna became a traitor. And this notion is totally false. Totally false. Kumbhakarna, despite knowing Lord Rama's greatness, he continued to support unrighteousness. He continued to support adharma. And Vibhishna, he tried to the best of his ability, he tried again and again and again and again to let his older brother know that what he has done is dead wrong. And Ravana kicked him out. So why is Vibhishna considered a traitor, whereas Kumbhakarna is not? Kumbhakarna should have worked actively towards the betterment of his older brother. And he didn't. He advised him, and then he didn't follow through, because even if Ravana had even the slightest inclination to change, Kumbhakarna did not allow that, because he said, but don't worry, I know that what you did was wrong, but don't worry, I'm going to fix the mess. I'm going to fix your mess. That's what he said. And therefore, it wasn't sufficient. So technically, Kumbhakarna is the traitor to his own brother, not Vibhishna. Not Vibhishna. Vibhishna is never the traitor. And this is something that I wanted to bring about because Kumbhakarna followed the lower dharma. Vibhishna followed the higher dharma, superior dharma, and he took the shelter of the Lord. And this is very important as well. So now, just remember that Kumbhakarna has just spoken to Ravana, and he has now come to the battlefield. And that's it. In the battlefield, all of these Vanaras are taking a look at this huge Rakshasa, and they're thinking, oh my goodness, this is none other than Yama himself. And then Angada, he's the prince of the Vanaras. It is his job to motivate them, and he says, Nal, Neel, Gavash, Kumada, others, just get a grip. Do not lose your faith, and remember that you're all descendants of Devatas. You're all descendants of Devatas. Nala, you're the descendant of Vishwakarma. Neela, you're the descendant of Agni. So do not, Gavaksh, Gavai, Sharab, Kumada, all of you are descendants of great, great Devatas. So do not forget who you are. Do not forget your ancestry. Come on, let's fight this demon. He's just a demon. And then he says, unless and until you have sacrificed your life for Lord Rama, what is life worth? You should sacrifice your life for Rama. And then he also thinks, maybe it is just a yantra, or maybe it's just a machine, a huge machine that they have built is just meant to scare them. And therefore, if it is a machine, it can be broken. So they can just crush it to powder. And then all the monkeys think, oh, okay, if it is an inanimate object, then we should be able to kill it. It shouldn't be a problem. So they hit him with mountain peaks and trees and all that. But but this Rakshasa is so powerful. He's so strong that he feels nothing. Stones turn to powder. And heroes and warriors among the monkeys, they just die. They just die. Some leap, vanish into the sky. They jump into the ocean. They run into caves. They're so scared out of their wits. And then Angada says, come on, take heart. Cast away your fear. Cast away your every sign of terror that you have. Remember, look at Rama. Rama is so powerful. He killed Vali. He pierced the 7 trees. That arrow went through the mountains and Rasatala, and it came back. And then imagine his power, that he was able to build this entire bridge across the ocean. It was 100 yojanas long. So he talks about the glories of Lord Rama. And then they think, oh, okay, then we should be able to fight. Then Rishabha, Sharabha, Mainda, Dvivida, Dhumra, Neela, Kumada, Gavaksh, Rambha, Tara, Panasa, and Hanuman, all of them decide to face Kumbhakarna. So now someone said, why didn't Hanuman just take his his huge form, the one that he took to fly across the ocean, and why didn't he just kill him? Because Hanuman knows that this person has to be killed only by Lord Rama. Hanuman knows it. So Hanuman had the ability to kill Ravana as well. But he doesn't kill him. Sita Ma had the ability to kill Ravana, but she doesn't kill him, because they all want the glory of killing Ravana, killing Kumbhakarna, and etc., to go to this puny mortal. That's what the Rakshasas call him. They want that glory to go to Lord Rama himself. That's the reason why. That is the reason why Hanuman doesn't use his colossal form and go ahead and destroy Kumbhakarna. He doesn't do that. So now the monkeys, they resolve themselves. They say, we are certainly going to lay down our lives for the sake of Rama, and they hit Kumbhakarna from all sides. Kumbhakarna is just angry beyond belief, and he indiscriminately kills the Rakshas, kills the Vanaras. Dvivida sends a huge mountain, but that has got no impact. Kumbhakarna just tears out the heads of the various monkeys. Hanuman keeps on throwing mountain peaks and tricks on Kumbhakarna. He just turns them to dust. Then he hits him with a huge mountain, and it just staggers Kumbhakarna. But he hits Anjaneya with this huge trident, and everyone on the Rakshasa end is very sad, very happy, and all the Vanaras are very sad, very terrified. And then Neela calms the troops, and he hits Kumbhakarna with Mountain Peak, smashes it with a fist. Rishabha, Sharabha, Neel, Gavaksh, Gandhamadana, they all hit Kumbhakarna. Nothing happens. Rishabha is crushed till he has no bone that is uncrushed, and still he continues to fight. And then Kumbhakarna uses his fists against Sharabha. He uses knees against Neela. He slaps Gavaksha, kicks Gandhamadana. They all faint away. And then thousands and thousands of monkeys are eaten by him. Everyone is mad with terror, and all the monkeys take refuge in Lord Rama. Then he springs at Angada with his trident, who escapes. And then Angada hits Kumbhakarna again. The demon throws Angada very far away. Then he rushes at Sugriva. Sugriva takes this huge mountain and he throws at him. And then Sugriva says, Kumbhakarna, I challenge you to a fight. Then, using another mountain peak, Sugriva, just throws that mountain peak at Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna just turns it into powder, and then he uses that trident, which is 1,000 tons of black iron, against Sugriva. But Anjaneya catches it in his bare hands and he breaks it. Kritam bhara sahasrasya shulam. Sahasrasya means sahasra means 1,000. Shulam kalayasam mahat. Babhanja means to break. Babhanja janom aropya prakrishta plavaga rishabha. Prakrishta means when Hanuman did this, when Hanuman did this, all the monkeys were extremely happy. Sahasrasya shulam, 1,000 tons of bhara. Bhara means it was heavy. Sahasrasya shulam. So he takes 1,000 tons, breaks it with his bare fist, bare hands. He just breaks it. This is Hanuman. This is Hanuman. So everyone praises Hanuman, and then Kumbhakarna doesn't have his weapon, right? He doesn't have his trident. So he tears the peak of Mount Trikuta and he hits Sugriva. Because he was combating Sugriva at this time, right? And then he takes Sugriva and he plucks him and puts him on the shoulder. And then he takes him all the way to Lanka. And all the Rakshasa army is very happy, and they're all praising him because because Kumbhakarna has captured the king of the Vanaras. So basically, he can hold Sugriva as ransom, and all the monkeys have to lay down their weapons for protecting their king. But the Devatas are worried. If this is happening to Rama's friend, what is going to happen to others? Now Hanuman sees this, and now he's in the split second, he's wondering, should he rescue Sugriva or no? Should he do that or no? Should he just take a huge mountain and crush the Rakshasa? And should he just kill him and free Sugriva? But then he thinks, no, I shouldn't do it. Sugriva is capable of freeing himself in just a moment. But if Hanuman were to free him, it won't look nice in his resume. that Sugriva needed rescuing. Sugriva needed rescuing from Kumbhakarna by Hanuman, his close friend. It won't look nice. When Sugriva took the help of Lord Rama, that was okay because everyone knows that Rama is very powerful and all that. But Hanuman doesn't want to unnecessarily embarrass Sugriva. So he doesn't go ahead and save him. Now, he knows that if Hanuman were to help Sugriva right now, Sugriva think, oh, Hanuman, you just destroyed my reputation. So he just waits. So now slowly Sugriva comes back to his senses and he tears away the ears of Kumbhakarna and also bites the sides of the nose. So Kumbhakarna is the fourth person in Ramayana who loses the ears and nose. So first was Tataka, then Shupnaka, then Ayomukhi. All three of them lost the ears and nose by Lakshmana, and now Sugriva chopped off the ears and nose of Kumbhakarna. By the way, by the way, Sugriva did not take the entire ear out. He took only the top part. Why? Because when Rama beheads Kumbhakarna, we see that the head of Kumbhakarna had kundal. So the kundal is usually worn at the lower part of the ear. But if the kundal was still there, then that means that Sugriva removed only the top part of the ear. So this level of detail is given only in Valmiki Ramayana. It is given only in Valmiki Ramayana. It was only the top part of the ear that Sugriva just gnashed. So he tears the ears, bites away the nose, and Sugriva has caused Kumbhakarna a great deal of pain, and blood is just pouring out. And the nose is not there, ears are not there. It's just pouring out, and he's squishing. He's trying to squish Sugriva, but Sugriva escapes, rushes to Lord Rama. Kumbhakarna is rushing back into the battlefield, and then he's so indiscriminate that he's not able to see whether it's Vanara or Rakshasa. He just wants to eat, and eat. So he just pours everything in his mouth. Just puts everything. Blood and fat flow from his body. But torrents of blood are pouring from the corners of his mouth because he is biting and munching all of these monkeys. And the remaining monkeys, they all run and take shelter of Lord Rama. Then Lakshmana comes forward. So tell me, we saw so many monkeys passed away, but what happens to them in the end? Does anyone know? Okay, I'm going to keep the suspense alive. So Lakshmana comes forward. He shoots a couple of arrows. Kumbhakarna does not heed them. He rushes towards Lord Rama. Lord Rama hits him with the weapon of Rudra, and it's almost as if his mouth is just blazing. The peacock feather studded arrows of Rama cause him a lot of pain. So imagine, the mountain peaks and everything, he just turned to powder. But when Rama shoots the arrows, it's causing him a great deal of pain. Now he throws a huge mountain peak because remember, he doesn't have his trident, right? So he throws a huge mountain peak at Lord Rama. Rama just crumbles it to dust. Then 200 monkeys rush from all sides, and they all want to climb on top of Kumbhakarna and squish him. So Lakshmana says that it is very good. So maybe all the Vanaras will just squish him, and the monkeys happily climb him, but he just flings them apart. Then Rama rushes at Kumbhakarna, and he twangs his bow. When Rama twangs his bow, the entire world begins to quake with fear. And it says, within one muhurta, Kumbhakarna, you will no longer live. So Rama has already killed Kumbhakarna even before he actually killed him. He says, you will live only for such a long time, and that's it, you will die. Then Kumbhakarna, he screams that Rama, I am not Viradha, Kabanda, Khara, Dushna, Trishna, Ravali, Maricha. I am not. I am the invincible Kumbhakarna, and I'm going to eat you up. So Rama pierces him. It is not Amma, it is Rama. Rama pierces him with keen arrows. He takes an iron bar, strikes down all the arrows sent by Lord Rama. Then Rama uses Vayu Astra and he tears off the right arm of Kumbhakarna. The right arm crushes so many monkeys. Then with his other hand, he doesn't use it to supplicate to Lord Rama. He takes a huge tree and rushes at the Lord. And the Lord uses Aindrastra and he tears off the left hand. Then he takes two Ardhachandras and they are crescent shaped and chops off the two legs of the demon. Now the legs fall on the ground and the whole quarters shake. So now Ravana's little brother Kumbhakarna doesn't have hands, doesn't have his legs, but still he's roaring. So he rolls himself on the earth and he comes at Rama, just as how Rahu comes at the moon. Now, due to that rolling, so many Rakshasas and Vanaras are all crushed. And Kumbhakarna, even at that time, he continues to just gobble up. He doesn't even have hands. He's still thinking of eating. Then Rama is angry, so he just puts arrows and fills his whole mouth. And Kumbhakarna cannot close his mouth. So in that pain, he just faints. And then he just has stumps. His legs are not there. They're bleeding like anything. And he is walking on stumps. And then he crushes the monkeys. So Rama knows it's time. So he takes another Aindrastra and shoots it at the at Kumbhakarna. He knows that it is like the rod of Brahma, the noose of Yama, and it has the splendor of Surya. So just as how Indra tore off the head of Vritrasura, Rama tears away the head of Kumbhakarna. Now the severed head shines with the kundalas. So this is how we know that Sugriva tore the top part of the ears and the kundalas are still there. Thousands of houses and towers are destroyed by that head. Then it rolls in the ocean and it kills so many sea creatures over there as well. Now Kumbhakarna has finally met death at the hands of Lord Rama. And all the celestials and monkeys, they all praise this incredible feat of the Lord. Now, I think that this is a good place to stop. Seriously, this is a very good place to stop because this Mangalam Koslendraya Mahaniya Gunabdiya Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarva Bhaumaya Mangalam. Jai Sitaram.